Do you know the feeling of bringing up a library and everything is misplaced and out of proportions, like you see in this case? Or you bring up the library for a full arch and it looks like a train wreck? Today I want to share with you an easy way to solve this problem. First, you need to pick a library. You can choose any library that you have, but for today's video I'm going to choose my brand new library, Linear. Now here you just need to do a normal setup. First you set up the uppers and then the lowers in occlusion. It's important to place them in the best position possible and try to make the best relationship occlusion wise between them. Here I'm just showing a time lapse of me setting up this case using all the techniques that I've showed you previously in previous videos. After you are happy with the setup, you right click the save button and you're going to select export tooth models. After that you're gonna have a pop-up message like this one, and which means you saved all the teeth individually, and now to find them you go back to the project and you select Open in Explorer and you'll see that the teeth are now saved inside the folder of the project. Now usually I like to save them in another place, so I just copy them and I create a new folder so later on I know where to find them. After the setup I took the opportunity to do an FP1 and an FP3 to save them as digital assets to use later on and to add to the library. So if you get this library you're going to have the setup, you're going to have an FP1 and an FP3 already ready for you guys to use. So now when you have a case that you want to design and you bring up the library and it looks like this, if you want to bring up the setup that you designed, you go to load custom model teeth as per usual, then you go load from file and you go to the folder where you saved all the teeth of the setup and you press open. As you can see, the library is saved in the position that you set up on that setup stage, and now you can bring it in. With this technique you basically do a setup once and then you can reuse it in any case that you want later on. You know, sometimes it is important to just double check if the chain mode didn't change any of the positioning. So you untick those two boxes, you go to simple mode and click undo until you make sure that they come as you set up previously. Now you just position it normally and you continue the workflow as per usual. Now the only thing with this technique, you kinda need to do a setup for each library that you like to use. So I did a setup in this video with using the Linear library. Now if you want to have different libraries with the setups already done, you kinda need to do a setup for each and every library basically. Now I bring another library that I set up, which is the Essential library, and as you can see in this case for some reason they came as non-Pontics. So to close the holes to make them Pontics again, you select them all, you right click on them, edit mesh, then you select them all and you just click close holes and now you have Pontics again. Now the good thing about this technique is that you can use this setup for any case. Can be a small case, can be a big case. For example, on this one I'm just going to bring up the upper 6 anteriors because it's a 3 to 3, and then you bring them up and place them in the correct position. I find that usually this misplacement usually happens when you have a mixture of Pontics and retainers. So every time you have a case like that, probably it's better just to bring up a previously set up library like we did in this case. This is especially useful to do full arches. You already have everything in occlusion, everything in the correct placement, so it's an amazing technique. Now if you get my libraries, you're gonna get all these teeth setups, and you're also gonna get double FP1 full arches and double FP3 full arches as well. And if you want to know how to use these digital assets, watch this video next to do full arches in less than 10 minutes.